Hey guys, Justin Bryant here from selfmadesuccess.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a social media post go viral in 10 steps. So, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, or another social media platform, obviously we want to get our post to go viral. It helps us get more traffic, it helps us make more money for our business, it helps us get more engagement, get more followers, and the point of this video is for me to show you what goes into a viral social media post, and I'm going to show you 10 steps that you can take to give yourself an extremely good chance of getting a lot more engagement on each post. So the first thing I would recommend you look at is you need to know what posts do best on what platform. So if you're looking to make a tweet go viral, you need to know what works on Twitter. If you're looking to make a Facebook post go viral, you need to know what specifically works on Facebook, because they're different. Just because it's labeled social media doesn't mean you can just paint everything with a broad brush and use the same stuff on every one of them. So there's a great article by Kissmetrics, and it's called What Types of Posts Get Shared the Most on Facebook. So for Facebook, you want to show images and uploaded videos especially, because if you do links, you will get a lot less reach. The less reach you get, the harder it is to make a post go viral. So here's an example of a very viral post. It got over 2,200 shares, over 400 likes, and over 40 comments. And it's just kind of a funny post, and it's an image. It doesn't have any links or anything like that. Here's another thing. You can read that, and it's just text in an image. It's a quote or a note, and look how many likes. It got 3,000 plus likes, over 16,000 shares. If you look at things like that, it makes it easier to figure out kind of what works. But it's all about images and videos on Facebook, and funny images, quotes, things like that are what do better on Facebook. Now if you do Twitter, for instance, it's a different story. But as a side note, I'm going to have links to all the resources, all the blog posts, tutorials, related content, and notes all in one place on selfmadesuccess.com. You can find it in the first couple sentences of the video description, so you don't need to memorize all these links and posts and stuff. But that is a great post for learning what works on Facebook. A lot of it is funny stuff, quotes, images, and uploaded videos. Especially links don't do great on Facebook. Keep those things in mind. As far as the stuff that gets promoted and engaged with the most on Twitter, it's different. People don't go for memes and funny images on Twitter as much. They go for like quick, witty things. They go for news. They go for text a lot more than, say, Facebook does. Links tend to do better on Twitter. If you post a lot of links to blog posts and things like that, that will usually do better on a platform like Twitter as opposed to Facebook. How to and list articles do pretty well. Also, quotes do pretty well on pretty much any platform. If you're looking for something that's more universal that you want to share on multiple platforms, a quote embedded in an image is usually one of the best ways to go. But as far as Twitter goes, there's a great post by Neil Patel on quicksprout.com called What Type of Content Gets Shared the Most on Twitter. And like I said, text does better on there. Images, videos might be kind of behind on Twitter. They go better with blog posts and links and news stories and things like that as well. So know what works by platform. Look up what works best for each platform that you're trying to go viral on before you even think about creating your post. Number 2, look up what posts have been very popular with similar audiences to yours. So you're always going to have competitors, even if they're not direct competitors, you're going to have people on social media that have similar audiences to what you're looking to build. So if you're Entrepreneur.com, you might be competing with Founder Magazine on Instagram. If you're Business Insider or Forbes, might be the same thing. You're competing with each other. For instance, if you're looking to find, if you're Entrepreneur.com, say, you're trying to figure out what works on Instagram, you may look at like Founder Magazine, who does really well on Instagram, over 950,000 followers. And you'll notice they do a lot of quotes. And quotes and images do well on pretty much every platform. Certain ones tend to do better than others, but you'll notice that quotes tend to do better than videos or promotional stuff. So you have this, which is promotional, or you have a quote over here, and you look at the difference. Thousands more likes, dozens more comments, things like that really show up. So you can kind of get an idea of what types of stuff really does better. Here's another one that's really popular. Over 8,800 likes, over 90 comments. So you can look at your competitors and see what kind of stuff they're doing, and then just look at the numbers. They all tell you how much engagement they have. That one by Yoda on here, a lot of Star Wars fans out there, got a lot of likes on that one. And you can get a good idea of what works and what to model after for your different social media platforms. So look at your competitors, make a list of them, and always be checking on what they're doing. And if you see something that they do that gets abnormal, really nice results, really good engagement and things like that, more so than any of their other posts usually get, then you might take something from that, find a pattern, and apply it. Number 3, post at times when engagement is the highest. So every different platform for social media has different peak times of engagement. So for instance, Facebook, you have 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. as a result of the combination of about a dozen different studies. That's what CoSchedule came up with. I'll have a link in the show notes for this post on the different times to do. But also, the weekend, you tend to get higher engagement on Facebook than, say, through the weekdays. So that's another thing to keep in mind. When you go to Twitter, Wednesday tends to be the peak time of the week. 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 to 6 p.m. So kind of early to mid-afternoon is best on Twitter. Weekdays tend to do better unless you're more of a B2C brand, business to consumer. Also, you can go just kind of down the list in this post. They really cover everything, but Pinterest, weekends are better. 2 p.m., 9 p.m., 2 a.m., believe it or not. So everything's a little bit different as far as the peak times to post. I would split test a few different things. So first off, you would test, I would say, go look at this article after the video and write down the different times for each one, especially the ones you're planning on using first. Try posting at those times. Try posting something very similar at other times to see if it really is better, because sometimes our audiences vary a little bit from the general analytics, but also test publishing your social media post at weird times when no one else is posting. So if your competitors usually post, throughout the workday and maybe a few hours after, try posting instead at, say, 10 p.m., 12 a.m., 5 in the morning, 5 a.m. Try posting at weird times when your competitors are not posting. So test that compared to the peak times in this resource page here, and see which one works better, because sometimes you can post when there's a lot less competition posting at the same time, and you'll get a lot more from your audience than, say, if you're posting when everybody's online, even your competitors, and everybody's posting at the same time. So test those two things, posting at odd times when everybody's asleep or away from work, and post at these peak times in this article. And then that will tell you which might work best. Number 4, focus on creating a strong emotion. So people don't make logical decisions. People make emotional decisions most of the time. So there is actually a wheel created, and it's very comprehensive. It really covers the main emotions and the kind of branches of our human emotions, with the foundation being around sadness, disgust, anger, anticipation, joy, trust, fear, and surprise. If you can create one of those main emotions on this part of the wheel and then kind of branch off of those to get engagement on social media, creating a very strong emotion is what gets people to comment, what gets people to like, to get people to share it. So also keep in mind that you don't want to create something too negative, because if you do that, you could split your audience a lot, but also people might not be likely to share it, because people share social media content if they want their friends to see it. That's the only time people are going to share stuff, is if they want their friends and their followers to see it. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind these top emotions that we tend to revolve around, and that will really help you. It's called the Wheel of Emotions. You can look it up. And also, if you want to see an example of, say, an ad it was actually done by Chipotle. You've probably heard of them. They're kind of a burrito food chain. It's called The Scarecrow. You can look that up. I'll have a link to that as well in the show notes. But it goes through a lot of different emotions. And as you can kind of see in this description here, it goes through all the emotions outlined by Plutchik, who's the one who created the Wheel of Emotions. It has the 8 core emotions like I showed you in this wheel, and it goes through a lot of them throughout this video, and it's an ad, and it's really incredible how they do it. But you can watch that and kind of get an example of how a company might put this into motion, make you fearful and lose trust of what's in your food, seeing the negative effects of what their competition might be doing, and then feel the joy of what it's like to eat at Chipotle. They really position this very well. So you want to create an emotional attachment. Number 5, consider telling people to engage with the post. So as just a quick question, have you ever thought about just telling people what to do in your social media post? You want people to like, you want people to share, you want people to comment, but do you ever actually just tell them to do that? Now, you don't want to be demanding, you don't want to seem insensitive, but you also want to get results. So one thing you can do, Time Magazine a while back actually did a great job. They posted the 10 most popular tweets of all time. This was in 2016, and you'll notice that 2 or 3 of the top 10 of all time on Twitter happened to be ones where they told people to engage. So if you look at this tweet right here, it has over 700,000 retweets, over 140,000 favorites or likes, whatever you want to call it. So it's a picture of a dog, and what it does, it doesn't have a link, it doesn't have anything except a simple message that says, for every retweet this gets, Pedigree will donate 1 bowl of dog food to dogs in need. Hashtag tweet for bowls. So all it does is say, hey, retweet this and you'll be helping a cause. So people did. They didn't see any downside to retweeting it, and so they did it. Sometimes people will even do like a poll. They'll be like, if you agree with this statement, retweet. If you don't agree, favorite, or something like that. Or if you just agree, retweet. So you can do something like that as well, and that could get you a ton of engagement. So there's also another one here. Okay, so look at this image here. This is part of another tweet where they told people what to do and they did it. So you wanted a lot of engagement. You want to get in front of a lot of people. This got 242,000 plus retweets and 11,000 plus favorites. So what they did is they said, share our love by stopping discrimination in Indonesia and in the world. Retweet if you agree. That's all they said. Retweet if you agree. And people look how many people retweeted it. Now imagine if he had said, favorite this tweet if you agree. Then it would probably been hundreds of thousands of favorites instead of retweets. But you get the idea. If you tell people to retweet, they tend to do it, especially for a good cause or if it makes sense for them to do so. Another thing here, for a cause, telling them to retweet for a specific purpose. So if you actually just tell people to do it and give them a reason to, that can be one of the most viral posts you ever do. Number 6, get influencers involved. So obviously if somebody with a lot of followers shares your post, then that can do a lot more than a lot of people with very few followers. So let's say you get one celebrity with 9 million followers to retweet your tweet or to share your Facebook post. That can take you from, 5 or 10 shares to, thousands. So there's a great guide here on socialmediaexaminer.com. Great social media brand. They know all about this stuff. And it's about reaching out to influencers, which are people with huge followings of people on social media, and how to get their attention and how to get them to share your content. So I recommend you read through this. But you can help them by giving them free publicity. You can frequent their sites to kind of learn more about them, to figure out how you can approach them. You can just ask them for shares. You could mention them in the tweet, for instance. You can email them. You can direct message them. You can invite them for a collaboration. Maybe you help me, I help you. You create remarkable content that they just cannot refuse to share. It's just so good, and it really sits well with their brand and what they believe in. So that kind of shows you how to do that, and what it really takes to get an influencer's attention. So you kind of just look at this, put it in perspective. You get somebody like Richard Branson with 9.2 million followers to retweet something, you instantly will get thousands and thousands of people engaging with your tweet. Tony Robbins, another one, 2.91 million followers. What if he retweeted something? And he actually is a little more likely to retweet. He tends to retweet stuff a little more than some others, but you see him retweet a few of these other things. And one thing is like this one, Jordan Steele. He retweeted this because the guy mentioned him. Or this one where Tony Robbins got mentioned and he retweeted it. So sometimes if you just mention them, they'll retweet. Or you might have to take some of these more advanced steps in this article. But if you can get one person with millions or even hundreds of thousands of followers to share your content, then there you go. You're going to instantly go viral. Number 7, promote the post on Viral Content B. So this is a really cool free tool that I found. And what you do, you just go to viralcontentb.com. They used to be Viral Content Buzz. You may have remembered me mention Viral Content Buzz before, but what you do, you go to Viral Content B here. They allow you to share content on Pinterest, stumble upon Facebook and Twitter, and you can get other people to promote it to their followings as well. What you do, you share people's stuff on those 4 sites, you earn points, you exchange those points and pay people those points to share your stuff on those sites. So once you get, say, 30 points or so on Viral Content Bee, you start a project and you have people share your social media posts that you're trying to get to go viral on Viral Content Bee, and a bunch of people on there will share it to their following and get you a lot of instant engagement. So I definitely recommend you use Viral Content Bee. It's just a free way to exchange shares of some other people's content to get more shares for yours if you don't have a big audience yet. Number 8, you can promote the post on Just Retweet. Just Retweet is fairly similar to Viral Content Bee. It allows you to share people's stuff and earn points and then use those points to get people to share your stuff. So all it does is it shares a tweet. So you say, click the Twitter button on a post, or you just copy whatever the tweet is, or whatever the social media sharing thing is, and you can have people promote it on Just Retweet. So that allows you to leverage all these other people's followings, and you can actually sort people through how many followers they have on Twitter. So if you only want people to share your post if they have 1,000 followers or more to get the most out of your points, you can do that as well. It's a completely free service, so I definitely recommend Just Retweet. If you combine these two, you'll get a lot of extra engagement. And as a side note, Just Retweet works with Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. So share some people's stuff, get points on those 2 sites, and then pay people those points to share your stuff. Number 9, take that same social media post you're trying to promote and also promote it on Empire.kred. Empire.kred is probably the most popular of the 3 social communities that I'm going over here. It has probably the most users, and if you do it right, you can get a lot of viral posts out of this. And it's also a free service. They do have paid options as well, but you probably won't need them, especially starting out. All you do is you get a link to your social media post that you want to promote. You earn points through doing missions or from the stock market game they have on here, where you invest in other users, and then you can sell your points and accumulate some and then start a mission. And a mission is where people get paid Empire.kred credits to go to your post. Now, it doesn't force them to share it like it does on Just Retweet and Viral Content Bee. So it needs to be a good post, otherwise you might not get as much engagement. But what it does is it sends people to that link, so you do get traffic, you do get eyeballs on it regardless, and then it's kind of up to them how they engage with the post. But if it's good, you always get plenty of engagement, and if you pay good through your fake points on Empire.kred, then people will be thankful, and they'll always want to like or comment or share, or all 3 sometimes, and get you going viral. So if you use those 3, Viral Content Bee, Just Retweet, and Empire.kred, those help you use other people's big followings. If you don't even have a following yet, you can get hundreds or even thousands of shares just from combining those services. Last but not least, check for patterns in your analytics. You have to check your analytics. I was never consistently getting great results until I started paying attention to analytics for my business. I always recommend analytics at the end of many marketing videos because of my own past experiences, because of the experiences of other entrepreneurs. Analytics are everything, because if you don't know what's working, how can you build on what's working If you don't know what's working, how can you get rid of the things you're wasting time on? Because you won't know. You need to know the truth of what's going on with your post. What works, what doesn't, what gets abnormally large numbers of engagements, what gets terrible results, how can you eliminate the ones that get terrible results, and how can you build on and model and do some more experiments with the stuff that really does work. So to do this, you want to have the best tools. So there's a great list on Keyhole about the top 25 social media analytics tools. This is one of the most comprehensive lists of quality tools that I've found so far, and it really covers everything. So you have Keyhole, you have Agora Pulse, Brandwatch, Buffer. These range from free to premium prices, so you can find something for everyone. Whatever your budget is, there's something good on this page. There's BuzzSumo, Crowd Booster, there's a lot of different ones. Or you can just focus on the ones on Twitter, Facebook Insights, things like that, but many of them lack in the details. So check out this post and it'll definitely help you get the best tools. If you got something from this video, if you feel like you learned something from this video at all, please like and subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. Also, if you want to let me know about some other strategies for making a social media post go viral that I didn't mention, or you want to just let me know what you thought about the video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'm always looking for feedback to improve these videos and make them more valuable to you. So let me know what you think. And also, if you want to find the show notes from this video, you want to find related content and all the resources, all the tools, all the lists and tutorials that I mentioned that go with this video, you can find all that at selfmadesuccess.com at the link in the video description. It'll be one page with everything you need on it that I mentioned in this video, and it will allow you to get the most from it so that you don't have to worry about, remembering the links and the pages and the tools that I mentioned. So go there for that, and other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.